Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty crazy news where one of the very first big PlayStation 5 games of this year has been utterly kind of turned into a massive failure. Fans are upset, people are upset, and well, everyone in between is kind of not pretty happy with this. Now, I'm going to actually kind of give my opinion on this too, because I've actually had a chance to check out this game and play it myself on my Twitch stream. So we're going to talk about this, talk about the drama. I know you guys always love the juicy details, so we're going to give you guys all that all throughout today. So if you guys are part of the PlayStation 5 squad, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow. We have the Target links, Amazon links, and How links too for the last bit of all the basic sells for those ones down below. Leave a like and your thoughts and comments down below, because this is going to get a little bit on the spicy side. So if you guys have or have not heard, we have a kind of cool PlayStation 5 game, but it's been in the news quite a bit, and this is in regards to Forspoken. Now, I actually was lucky enough to go and have a press copy, so thank you Square Enix, obviously, for that one, and I have actually had a chance to go and do a deep dive around 6 hours or so into the game. Now, very first and foremost, we want to say, maybe a hot take, maybe not, I don't think Forspoken is that bad, but apparently everyone out there in the gaming community doesn't really agree with me. Now, there's quite a few different things in my really quick review on this. I'm going to be more talking about the drama, but basically Forspoken has a lot of really kind of annoying cutscenes when you start off the game. The first like 3 hours or so is basically like you go and walk. There's a point where I would literally, I think, killed 3 mobs. And then I walked forward, and then I had another cutscene right after seeing another cutscene, into another cutscene, and then like 3 different tool tips and kind of basically tutorial tips. And that was basically the step-by-step process for the entire game. The very first, like basically people were in my Twitch stream were making fun of the game itself, basically being, are you even playing a game, or are you just essentially playing like a tall tale like type game, and I'm watching like a cinematic video game? And well, that is kind of justified. There's a lot of kind of small critiques of people saying like the people are annoying, the characters are annoying, and overall like a lot of just maybe the combats, meh, all of that. Now, once again, I don't think this game was awful. Do I think the game was worth $70? No. Do I think it's worth a $30 price point? I'd probably say if you kind of like the idea of it, yes, it's not that bad. But apparently the internet is not happy with this one. We're seeing this one where Forspoken is actually just getting destroyed in the reviews right now, where a lot of players leave remarkably negative reviews for Square Enix's latest flagship release, Forspoken, criticizing almost literally everything about the game. Now, like I said, I played the game. I'd probably give it like a nice 6.5 or 7. It's not amazing. It's not the best. It's not like, you know, I don't probably want to even maybe even beat it, you know, in all honesty, but I played the game and it's like good. Like the animations are decent when it comes to the gameplay loop. I have played worse, and I mean, at the end of the day, do you want to spend something though on I've had worse? No, you want to have at least some sort of enjoyable experience. So a lot of people are not happy with it. So basically, Forspoken has fallen victim to a major new bout of review bombing. It would appear Square Enix's latest major release, which was a PS5 exclusive, hasn't received the sort of critical acclaim that the publisher is bound to have hoped it would have received. Those who have already played the game aren't keen to sing any praises from what has been shown so far. With the majority of Forspoken reviews being fairly middling, it was implied from the get-go that the game wouldn't end up being like a smash hit or something crazy, and we were seeing like a lot of folks trying to cancel the game. There's also some like creator influencer drama before it came out. There's also folks basically saying the demo was mediocre, and ever since the game came out, like there's been issues. Like even when I was playing the game, I was having the game crash to the point where the game literally crashed my entire PC. So me even kind of giving like a 6.5 is kind of generous, but like, you know, I was trying my best. But I played up on PC myself. But a lot of folks are having issues. A lot of folks are having general not good vibes with it. And like, well, it kind of goes and shows in the reviews themselves. So specifically, players have taken on posting remarkably negative review scores on Forspoken's Metacritic aggregate pages. You know, I'm sure you guys know Metacritic. If not, it's just like a review site. While Forspoken's problems on PC have certainly been brought up numerous times, they're not even close to being the main problem players have with the game. Said that most of the critique is directed at the game's writing and the characterization of the protagonist, Frey. The game's PC Metacritic page has over 100 negative reviews, which is over 24 positive ones, while the PS5 version features over 300 negative reviews at the time of writing, which is crazy. So for this one, I actually did play, like I said, I played on PC. I was having game crashes. There was a lot of stuttering issues, but it wasn't like the worst. Like I said, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a free pass because I didn't hate it. Like, I think I've definitely played worse games. But apparently it was also on the PS5. It's a way not good ratio. A lot of folks are not good. Like a 3.7 is bad. A 2.0 is like bad. I mean, these are both really, really bad. So it kind of seems like the PlayStation 5 version was getting a lot more kind of heated on it. People were expecting probably a lot more. And maybe it's because maybe PC users are maybe more used to this type of game or whatever. Maybe, but it is kind of a little bit more on the rougher side. So as we're pointing out, the reviews of Forspoken PS5 do seem to be somewhat more tolerant, though. Funny enough, they have the exact opposite of what I said. On a broad sense, while the negative posts certainly far outnumber those that are positive, the game does enjoy a somewhat higher score too, with a 3.7 compared to the PC's version. So I'm not sure if I just misread that weird or something like that, but it kind of seems like this is on the PS5 too, or maybe it's on, I guess maybe actually it's on the opposite. Never mind, let me walk that back, because I was looking saying also on the PC on this one, so that's not my bad. Basically, I guess the reverse is on the other way. Like, never mind, I guess I'll take it back. Either way, everyone hates it, like, at that point. So yeah, people are just not happy. Reviewers themselves, too, have highlighted some of the game's good aspects on it as well. But once again, I kind of gave it like a little bit of a 6, just on a slightly higher bump on it. But like, people are just not happy with it. I may not even finish it, and I'm trying to, it did open up more. Like, maybe a lot of folks enjoyed the first few hours of the game, or more so probably didn't. But after you kind of get to that, the old game did go a little bit more in the open world area vibe. And it was a little bit more cooler, and the progression was a little bit nicer, and there was less cutscenes, and I do think the game kind of bumped up. I wouldn't say that probably the very start of the game, though, was very mediocre, and it was a very slow start. I could probably see that being like a nice, like, probably like 3 to 5 as people have kind of been putting. But I do think it got a little bit better as it went a little bit more on the open world side. But obviously, people are just not happy on both ends, PC, PS5, and I think at this point, people are almost more expecting a better game, especially if it's a big, unique game like this, like a big Square Enix game, as well as also with all the marketing and demos and everything else with, like, basically PlayStation. They want to have it be a little bit more bigger at the end of the day. So basically, since Forspoken has kickstarted the 2023's open world game roster, someone actually said, one can make an argument that the game's apparent failure is all more disappointing. Being a huge, open-ended sandbox that focuses first and foremost on entertaining the player with its visuals and flashy combat sequences, Forspoken doesn't seem to have paid enough attention to its characters and narrative as well. And it's kind of crazy too, because it was kind of annoying. I do think a lot of the characters, they were rough. Like, it's not bad. Maybe it's because I'm a man and I'm like old at this point, I guess, compared to maybe who's like maybe like a 13-year-old girl. You might pick up this type of game. The humor was different. It did kind of seem slightly meh. And, well, I just didn't really like the characters. Like, almost none of the characters in the game, I'm like, oh, I like this person. I'd have a beer with them. I'd chill with them. And a lot of the characters were kind of just a little bit whiny, a little bit forced kind of humor. And I don't know. It's almost like you kind of teleport to a different brand new world, and it seems like no one really kind of cares. They're kind of just picking it up and going with it, like, without, like, you know, it doesn't have like any adjustment period. So like I said, a lot of folks are very, very upset with the game. And I think at this point, Square Enix has had like a lot of big flops on their secondary games. I think their Final Fantasy series obviously is still doing well, but that's kind of like their bread and butter. And it kind of seems like all these other side games are not really getting as much love and attention, and I guess maybe just like the dev time they need. So I do want to say I do appreciate a brand new IP, but apparently other folks don't. Like, we've been seeing a lot of other big things. We're looking at this. Like, PSI's first big exclusive of 2023 is just a flop. That's just like, just imagine working on this game for years and you read that. But that's just what everyone's doing. Like, everyone's flopping on up. And of course, as well, they had to go bring up Babylon's Fall, which was probably one of the worst games, I think, of this basically next gen, into the Xbox, PlayStation 5 gen so far, because everyone's basically comparing it to that game, and you don't want to be compared to that. Like, that's not good. So, so far, I think a lot of folks are upset with the flops. A lot of folks are just didn't want to play the game. And now it kind of has gotten to the point where it's a meme too, because we're seeing up on Reddit, we're seeing other various sources basically making fun of Forspoken at this point. And I've even been seeing memes where people are like, bro, I'm just going to go keep my Xbox going, PlayStation's flopping, like PlayStation. I mean, you know what you'd usually see up on these Twitter trolls or Reddit comments as well. But it does kind of seem like the Metacritic isn't the worst. It does kind of round up. I mean, they have their score at 66. They're saying the PS5 version, at least for this different article, is at a 3.6. PC's at 1.8, so it did actually go down. And obviously, Steam also has the reviews at around 54%. So at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like the game flopped too much. At the time of this article, it was around 10,000 concurrent players. But I'm sure they probably spent a lot more money on this game so far. And at the same time, this game might actually lose a lot of money for Square Enix, who has already been suffering these past few months kind of, well, not so well, especially after selling all their assets and other various games. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Did you guys like Forspoken? Did you guys check it out? Is it a skip for you guys? Let me know. Twitter and Twitch room down below. Hit that sub button. Put those notifications on. We get those Target links, get those Amazon links, get the last minute how links too. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Spend time with me, and we have a lot more videos all throughout this weekend, so be on the lookout for all of that.